Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 3. So we are only days away from episode 20 of The Flash Season 3, where we could potentially be getting the reveal of who is under Savitar, the god of speed's armor. But over the past day, the synopsis or description for the second last episode of this season, that being episode 22, was released and does have a lot of people talking and asking questions on what the hell is actually going on. So the episode title of episode 22 is Infantino Street, which does just seem to be a nod and a reference to Carmine Infantino, who is the creator of the character, which some of you guys may have heard of, a little character known as Barry Allen. Now, unfortunately, Carmine Infantino actually passed away around, I think, 4 years ago, so it will be interesting to see whether the episode title is just a nod and like a dedication to Carmine, or if there is something within the episode which connects more to the creator of Barry Allen. So here is actually the synopsis or description for this episode, Infantino Street. With only 24 hours left until Savitar murders Iris, Barry struggles to save the woman he loves and makes the choice to use any means necessary to do so. Realizing he has one option left to save her, the Flash turns to Captain Cold for help. So I'm not going to spend too much time going through this just because I don't have a lot of time to actually make this video. So the first thing that we really want to talk about is Barry using any means necessary. So I think a lot of this episode is Barry basically, listing a couple of things which he thinks could help him save Iris and, just testing them and see if they work. I think that's what a lot of this episode will be. So it could be like different weapons. We know that Tracy Brand is coming in and is going to be making a weapon or a trap for Savitar, so it could be stuff to do with that, and it could just be other like little gizmos and little methods that Team Flash comes up with, which could potentially defeat Savitar or at least hold him back so they can save Iris. But episode 22 is also the episode where a lot of people think the character will die that dies this season, whether it be Iris or someone else, which I think will be the case. Like, I think maybe one of these things that Barry tries to do might get someone in danger, or maybe someone sacrifices themselves. But obviously in the synopsis or description for the episode, they're not going to say, oh, someone dies. So we know there's a funeral in the finale, but I guess the big question there is, do they actually die in episode 22? Or do they die in episode 23? Because they could do something like they did last season, where Henry Allen dies in episode 22, and then the funeral for Henry Allen is at the beginning of episode 23, and then it leads on to the rest of the finale, which is what they could do in this season as well. It would be, taking obviously the same thing that they did last season, but I think it actually worked last season. You don't want to have a death right at the beginning of an episode, or a finale, might I say, then a funeral, then the thing with Savitar. You don't want to have all of that in one episode, I don't think. And then obviously the second big thing, and I guess the biggest thing from the synopsis, is Captain Cold is back. And why is Captain Cold back? Like, why is Captain Cold the one option left for Barry? Like, is there a reason for that? Which you would have to hope there is. You wouldn't just think Barry would go, oh, I'm going to go talk to Captain Cold. You have to think there's reasoning behind it. Maybe Team Flash comes up with a reason as to why Captain Cold is the last option for Barry. I have seen some people talking about this. There doesn't seem to be a clear prediction on what could happen. One thing is that it could have to do with Savitar's identity. So maybe whoever Savitar ends up being, Captain Cold might have some links to him in some way. Because I think it's pretty obvious that Savitar, if he is not going to be just Savitar, then he's going to be someone that, is close to Team Flash and Captain Cold has had some run-ins with before. But I think it's pretty hard to definitively answer why the hell Barry would want to go to Captain Cold. But then I guess another question that comes along with them saying that Captain Cold is going to be in this episode and Barry's going to turn to him for help is Captain Cold alive now? Is Captain Cold now alive? Because if you don't watch Legends of Tomorrow, even though you should know about the death because it was mentioned in the crossover this season, Captain Cold died, the present day version, if you want to call it that. He died sacrificing himself to save the other Legends of Tomorrow from the Time Masters and the Oculus thing or whatever it was called. So he sacrificed himself. So he's dead. The quote-unquote present-day version of him is dead. But there's obviously versions of the past that can be used of him, as we saw in Legends of Tomorrow Season 2, when a version of him from, I think it was Season 1 of The Flash, was used as a part of the Legion of Doom. Now, if I had to answer the question of whether Captain Cold is alive, I would have to just say no, because I think it's the easy answer. But there's still a, potential possibility that they could make him alive somehow. Maybe Savitar brings Captain Cold back alive, who knows, it'd be weird if that happened, but it's a possibility. But if you remember back a couple of weeks ago, I did do a video on Captain Cold returning, because set photos have come out of Wentworth Miller, who plays Captain Cold on set, and he was in the same area as a scene that was being shot where it involved Barry and Cisco visiting Lila at Argus, and Lila is obviously the head of Argus and the wife of John Diggle. So that's really confusing. So that makes you think that Barry and Cisco would be going to Lila in the present day, but are they trying to find out information on like where Captain Cole would have been at a certain time, or does Argus have information on who Savitar really is? It's a bit confusing, but that's happening in episode 22. So they're going to go to Argus, meet with Lila, and then Captain Cold's coming back, and I have no idea in what form, but that's what you guys are there for. It'd be awesome if you could let me know in the comment section down below how you think Captain Cold is coming back. Why the hell do you think Barry's turning to him as like his last option? Like, it's a weird last option. Fair enough him being an option, but like the last option, it's a bit strange. And do you think it could have something to do with Savitar's identity, or do you think it's just a way that Captain Cold fights, maybe how he was able to take on the Flash and stuff like that, that Barry goes, oh, maybe I can get some advice from Captain Cold and stuff like that. So yeah, just let me know what you think of all of that in the comment section down below. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Sorry for the shorter video, but as I said, don't have that much time to make videos at this present time, just as one video. So hopefully you understand. But yeah, until next video guys, I'll catch you later, and goodbye.